Two sisters, one summer, and a disappearance that still haunts Alabama to this day. Hannah and Grace Caldwell left home for what should have been the happiest trip of their teenage lives. They never returned. For years, the case was buried, forgotten, until a dusty box was discovered in an archive. Inside were whispers from the past, statements that had been silenced, and evidence that was never meant to be seen. What happened to the Caldwell twins that summer of 1997? And who wanted the truth to stay hidden? Visual suggestion: black screen with white text, silent summer. The vanishing of the Alabama twin sisters fading into an empty country road. Hannah and Grace Caldwell were born in 1980 in a quiet Alabama town where everyone knew everyone. Identical twins, but with very different souls. Hannah was bold, fearless, a budding photographer who dreamed of traveling the world. Grace was quieter, artistic, and known for carrying a notebook where she wrote stories, poems, and private thoughts. The girls shared everything, from clothes to secrets to a bond no one could break. But Grace's journal, discovered after she vanished, carried a chilling line. Just weeks before the trip, she wrote, "Someone keeps watching us when we walk home." Friends thought she was exaggerating, but what if it was a warning no one took seriously? On the morning of June 11th, 1997, the twins borrowed their parents' car for a short trip to a friend's cabin by Lake Martin. It was a 2-hour drive. Along the way, they stopped at a roadside diner. The waitress remembered them well, two girls laughing, sharing fries. But she also remembered something else. A man in a blue cap, sitting alone, staring at them the entire time. When the twins left, so did he. They never made it to the cabin. Days later, their car was found abandoned on a rural roadside, 40 miles off their route. The doors unlocked, keys missing, purses gone. There was red mud smeared across the bumper, mud that didn't match the surrounding area. And inside, the driver's seat had been pulled too far back, adjusted for someone much taller than either Hannah or Grace. The small-town police concluded the sisters had run away. Case closed, but their mother refused to believe it. Grace wouldn't even leave the house without her sketchbook, she said, and it was still in her room. Even more disturbing, when the family checked Grace's diary again, several pages were missing, torn out. Police briefly questioned the man with the blue pickup truck seen near the diner. He had a reputation for harassing women, but after one interview, he was released. And soon after, notes about him vanished from the official file. Rumors swept through the town. One woman claimed she saw a blue pickup parked outside the high school in the weeks before the girls disappeared. Another said she heard two young women crying in the restroom at the gas station near where the car was found. She told the police. Her statement was never followed up. The case grew tangled in silence. Evidence went missing. Witnesses recanted. One officer would later say privately, the truth wasn't lost. It was buried. 20 years later, a retired sheriff's assistant opened a mislabeled box in the county archives. Inside were statements never filed, Polaroids of tire tracks by the abandoned car, and a memo warning investigators not to pursue the truck lead. The tire patterns in those photographs? They matched the suspect's blue pickup. A handwritten note from one officer was tucked in the file. It read, "Pressured to stop asking questions." This wasn't just a cold case. It was a case deliberately frozen. For the Caldwell family, the pain never ended. Every birthday, 2 cakes sat on the table. One for Hannah, one for Grace, untouched. Their parents died still searching, still hoping for answers that never came. A younger cousin now carries the fight. She recalls how her aunt used to sit by the window every evening, waiting for her girls to come home. The hardest part isn't death, she says. It's not knowing. Then came a discovery no one expected. An old VHS tape. A neighbor had been recording his son's baseball practice in the summer of 1997. In the corner of the frame, barely visible, was a blue pickup truck, circling, slowly, around the Caldwell home, days before the girls vanished. And there was something else. Phone records from the diner revealed an anonymous call placed the same day the twins left. The message? Tell the Caldwell twins to go home. This was no random crime. It was planned. The sisters hadn't been lost. They'd been hunted. Today, Hannah and Grace Caldwell's case remains unsolved. But the forgotten archive has reignited questions. Was the suspect protected? Did someone in power make sure the truth stayed hidden? The family believes so. And now, decades later, the town is being forced to confront its silence. Two sisters set out for freedom. Instead, they vanished into the shadows. But shadows can't hide forever. And silence has a way of speaking if you dare to listen. If you want more untold stories that time tried to erase, subscribe, like, share and join us next time.